Hey everyone, and welcome back to Smoltzy and Friends. Today's episode is simple, but I also think it's powerful. It's a truth that hits differently depending on where you are in life. When somebody cares, they will actually show up. Now let's sit for that for a moment. Showing up isn't always about being physically present. Sometimes it's the text that comes at the right time. Sometimes it's the call you weren't expecting. Sometimes it's the friend who notices your silence and says, "Hey, how are you doing, really?" And sometimes it's the physical presence, the person who gets in the car, drives across town, or sits in the same room with you because they know their presence brings peace, stability, and comfort. You can really tell a lot about a person by how they show up for you. Not when it's convenient, but when it's needed. Care is not a feeling, it's not just words, but it's action. It's movement, it's intentional, and it's consistent. When somebody truly cares, they don't disappear during the storm and reappear when the sun comes out. They stand shoulder to shoulder with you in the downpour, even if they can only offer an umbrella that's broken. There are moments in life, loss, change, transition, heartbreak, where you learn quickly who's actually walking with you and who was only walking near you. When my father passed away, people showed up. Some I expected, some I didn't. And then there were a few I thought would, but they weren't. And you know what? That's okay, because life reveals truth. When somebody cares, they show up. Not always perfectly, not always with the right words, not always knowing what to do, but they show up anyway. Maybe you're listening today and you're thinking about someone you love, someone who's been quiet, distant, or even struggling. And maybe you're asking yourself, what if I don't know what to say? What if I'm not sure how to help? Let me give you some freedom today. You do not have to be perfect to show up. Care is not about expertise. It's about presence. Sometimes all someone needs is to know they're not alone. Maybe a simple message, "Hey, I'm thinking of you." Or maybe a phone call, just checking in on you. Or a gesture that says, "I remember you." That's care, that's love, and that's showing up. And let me speak to your heart for 1 second. You deserve people who care enough to show it for you. Not just when it's exciting, not when it benefits them, but even when it costs something. Even when it requires effort, patience, and sacrifice. You deserve community, connection, and you deserve to be seen and supported. Showing up isn't just about others. It's about you. Are you showing up for people who matter? Are you showing up for yourself? Are you showing up for your own healing, your goals, your rest, or even your growth? Caring is a two-way street, and sometimes the hardest part is showing up for you. In closing, as you go through this week, pay attention. Who shows up for you? Who do you feel called to show up for? Who needs your presence, your check-in, your love in motion? Because the world says a lot, but actions don't lie. When somebody cares, they actually show up. I want to thank you for spending these few minutes with me. If this episode resonated with you, would you consider sharing it with someone who needs the reminder? Until next time, take care of yourself and show up for the people who care.